As expected, insurers have been inundated with claims following the severe storm. We're joined by Momentum Insurance Chief Actuary Rudolf Britz. Rudolf, good evening to you. Thanks for your time. The assumption, of course, seeing the damage to property, especially vehicles, is that people like yourselves have had quite a busy day. What is the reality? What have you been experiencing?
Kathy, thanks for having me. Yes, you catch me at the end of a pretty busy day. We've had our CAT team deployed, so our catastrophe plan was deployed successfully today. We captured nearly 600 claims in the day, and where we stand now, we believe that's roughly 20 to 25 million rands worth of damage, but it's early days to say where this thing will end. What we've seen, one of your snippets there spoke about the expectation of extreme weather, and I concur completely with that, specifically with the warm weather we've had, and when it cools down quickly like it has, these large hail events are expected to happen more frequently in the coming rainy season.
How does that change how organizations and insurance providers like yourself then structure the insurance that you're giving to individuals? Because, of course, they are generally what we as South Africans, they're weather patterns that we expect because we take it, we've lived in this country so long, we know what the summer months should look like. And then, of course, there's the fact that the climate is changing. And even what we don't expect and what we haven't previously anticipated is part of what we have to deal with now.
No, true, Kathy, the weather events are definitely changing, and we're definitely seeing that there are more and more large aggregations of these weather events happening. We luckily have not yet had to take severe action on how we structure our products. We still cover natural perils like we always have. But I think one thing that has changed, in the past, one would have covered natural perils almost as a freebie. So there would be no real price impact of having to cover that. But nowadays, this is becoming a real thing. You know, it's something that you need to cost separately, and it's something that customers definitely are feeling the pinch when they're buying insurance. It's definitely becoming more like that.
It's such an important point that you're raising, Rudolf, because there's so many people who had dents to their vehicles just right across because those, hailstones were just so big and they had such a significant impact even beyond just breaking windscreens. What's the kind of coverage, at least if you're on a basic plan, would you still be covered for something like that?
Most definitely, Kathy. I can tell you the damage I've seen today is quite severe. I haven't seen this before in my life. So there were quite some dents to vehicles. We've even seen vehicles where all the glass was shattered. We've seen buildings where not only the roof gets damaged, but you can imagine solar panels or any solar thing that you've installed on top of those roofs also get damaged. We've also seen carports completely damaged and demolished and sort of, gone. So damage is quite severe. But all of that is still covered under comprehensive cover, like you would find with Momentum Insure and in the general market as well.
Let's talk about the issue around where people are, because there were quite a lot of people that were concerned, because in your insurance, you're always asked, do you have a garage? Do you have a carport? Where exactly does your vehicle stay? And in this instance, would people be penalized for the fact that their cars perhaps were not in carports? Many people would still have been on the road back home.
No, Kathy, what we usually do at Momentum Insurance, we take consideration of where people would be normally, and that would have been or meant that people were on the roads traveling back from work. So that is taken into account. Obviously, for your own convenience and to avoid your own damage, it's good and advisable to park off the road or park under a bridge if you can. But if you can't, that's why you take insurance. So insurance is there to pay for the damage that you sustained while you couldn't really do anything else.
Before I let you go, Rudolf, what do you think are some of the lessons that customers need to take out of a moment like what we've experienced?
Well, Kathy, I think the first thing and most critical is make sure that you are covered for these type of events. So take up insurance with a reputable provider, get good advice on that. And maybe a second thing, try and find an insurer that would get to your claim quickly and efficiently. So like with Momentum Insure, we have an app that you can load these claims on and that can seamlessly process them. And that would benefit customers considerably to get through the claim process quickly.
All right, we'll leave it there for today.